Hola, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to Blackthorn Rambles, Tarot Babble, where I just ramble about what? The tarot, about the cards, y'all, because that's what we do. Um, I can't just keep it to like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I try, but I just like to talk, y'all know that. So Okay, for this episode, I suppose, this experience, this adventure, um, I shuffled, and the first card that popped up, I was like, ah, shit. Why? Why do you have to why do you have to do this? Right? And so the first the first card was the Nine of Swords reversed. Okay. And I'm like, you know what? We're not going to just do one card today. We're going to do two. Because let's just explore this Nine of Swords reversed a little bit. Let's explore what it offers us. Let's explore, what that focus is on. Because the Nine of Swords, and this has always stood out to me. I think it was Maria Shaw in one of her books. I believe that's her name. Oh my god, I hope it is because that's terrible. The way she wrote always inspired me because it was just so I don't know, accessible. And so, anyways, she termed the Nine of Swords like the nightmare card, and that has always stood out to me. And if you look at it, it is the nightmare card. You can see that in this card. We also understand swords, at least the way I'm taught, associated with the air element. So we have that. Swords can be kind of, a little bitchy, a little cunty. So the Nine of Swords reversed, if I look at it, it's like, okay, there's this nightmare type of energy, right? But at the same time, the longest part of the sword is kind of over. So in the body, the imagery here, the individual is focused more towards the left. And so again, I associate that with like what was or what has happened or the past. And so there is this sort of pressure, there is this frustration, again, reversal or friction oriented energy that produces growth. And so we have this really mental fuckery over, what was. It's like just obsessive about stories in our head that are playing out over and over and over. But we also have to recognize, like, because of the positioning of the swords, I do feel like this is on its way out, right? And so if we look at my little notes over here, the nines can be associated with the culmination of a cycle. So nine represents a completion, fulfillment, and the preparation for transition. So it's not just like this is the end. It's like, okay, with nine, there's a shift and change. There's like, okay, this is fulfilled. This is on its way out, right? We've completed this sort of phase, but it's also the beginning of something new. And so with the nine, it's like, okay, let this go. So something else, so we can step into this new journey, right? So it's the culmination of the journey begun with one. So the card number one, numerology. Oh my god. Um, where the lessons learned are integrated and understood. So I feel like with the Nine of Swords, we are overwhelmed, overstimmied. It's a lot to take in, right? It's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to be mindful of. It's a lot to focus on, and it can be overwhelming. But there is hope, right? There's hope here. There's this sort of light at the end of the tunnel, as they say, where it's on its way out, and because it is a nine, even a reverse nine, it's like, okay, this cycle, this phase is working itself out. We're on our way out, and something new is going to be ushered in. And I feel like this gives us an opportunity to sort of like get our shit in check. It's this opportunity where we can really talk ourselves into it, like, hey, you know what? We're experiencing a nine moment. It's not that fun, but we're closing up. We're tying up loose ends. Let me guide the energy into the next cycle, right? Let me guide the energy of what I am doing, what I am a part of, into a new phase. Does that make sense? And so there's that energy. And then like my second point, because like, I'm so professional over here. Look at that. Um completion means letting go. And I said that I think the other day we had a nine. I can't remember. Completion means letting go. Nine challenges us to release the past, which in this card you can see. It's like, oh, the past. And it can also represent like, oh, in therapy, if we have the luxury, the privilege to have therapy, right, to experience therapy, let's work through these things, right? And so shadow work therapy, whatever it is for you. So nine challenges us to release the past, preparing us for the new beginnings that 10 will bring in, right? And so with that being said, uh nine is even upright, like this challenge. Reverse is even more of a challenge. And it's fine because eventually it will be better. It will get better. It does get better. And so it's the acknowledging, okay, with the Nine of Swords, I understand like my mind is kind of it's very powerful and it's kind of in a space right now where it feels like it's working against me because I'm focused on all of this intensity. I'm overstimulated, and it's a lot. But I understand that because it is doing this, we are sort of like anyone who has ever had a piercing that's rejected, you understand this. Like the body is rejecting something, so it can retune to its natural state of expression, right? Um, it's a lot like that. And then, with my third little note here before we move on to the second card, three or threes, nines offer a glimmer of hope as the intense period of anxiety, like the nine of swords reverse, it offers like this glimmer of hope as the intense period of anxiety and fear begins to wane. It signifies the start of a healing process. It encourages the release of past burdens to embrace a future unmarred by old nightmares, right? And so, excuse me, the Nine of Swords, it really is. It's this understanding that, you know what? This is my life. This is my story. This is my experience. I have the opportunity to bring in healing. And let me ask myself, am I ready for this? Am I ready for this? I know it's a lot. I know that I'm feeling some type of way. I know that the struggle is legit at this moment. It feels that way. And I recognize that and I honor it. But am I ready to push through that? Am I ready to allow for hope to sort of come in and allow myself to start directing the energy to something better for myself? And so, what is this nightmare about? Okay. And when I shuffled and I asked, like, okay, what are we focused on? What is this nightmare about? What's the energy here? Yeah. And the three, the three of wands reversed, of course, the three of wands reversed popped up. So, with that, the three of wands reversed again, wands fire, okay, fire energy, our associations with fire. And threes, let's take a look see loo at the numerology about it, right? The harmony of expansion, three, because you have two together, right, this unit, and then when two get together we expand. So three is like this harmony of expansion. Three symbolizes the growth that results from the union of two, the creativity and abundance that flourish from shared vision, collective vision, right? Collaborative type of energy. Three encourages us to reach out, to share our joys and sorrows, and to find strength in community. It represents the expansion that comes from open hearted sharing and collaboration. And so, if we think about it, like the Nine of Swords reverse, like what are we like, what's our fear about? What's that nightmare about? What is it? It's like, oh, I don't feel connected, maybe. I don't feel in alignment or in harmony with who I feel I should be, right? There's a disconnect or disharmony here. And I feel like this also was addressed like with I've been y'all, I whatever, I swear I'm not gonna get monetized anyway. So I shouldn't put that out there though. But like I can't find cutesy words for serious things. And so, this has to do with a lot of people getting fucked over. It's like, okay, in relationships, I've been fucked over, right? In relationships, in life, it's like everyone seems to screw me, and I get the shit end of the stick or short end of the stick, whatever you want to call it. It's very shitty. Absolutely. And so, you know, it feels much like that, where uh where we're so used to like that nightmare energy. We're so used to situations being a specific type of way. And I'm not going to say they're not that way for you. I will say for all of us, like, it doesn't have to stay that way. Just because there's a pattern, patterns are meant to be understood, to be navigated, to be worked through, unpacked, and to be broken, right? When necessary, when they're not serving us. And so just because there's a pattern here, it doesn't mean we can't overcome a pattern. It doesn't mean that it's there forever. And so, yes, while it feels like, while we feel like maybe we've been fucked over too much and we don't want to connect, there's this nightmare energy. Like, I put my trust, I put my energy, I put my life into this, and then they took it from me, or they did this, or I felt this way. I feel like that energy is being dispersed. It's like, okay, I see where our nightmare is, right? The Three of Wands reverse can reflect frustrations and expansion and progress. Plans may stall, or efforts might not yield expected results, suggesting a need to reevaluate strategies, or perhaps a lack of foresight and preparation. And we've been talking about preparation a bit. And so I feel like with this energy, it's like, what am I hung up on? What am I fearful about? It's like, oh, something didn't work out right. I feel blocked creatively. Something just wasn't flowing quite well. And so it was such an intense experience for me that I am marked by it, and I take that with me everywhere I go. And so I feel today, we really need to understand that. How does that manifest for us, right? How does that manifest for each and every one of us? We'll have a different story and association. And so let's explore that a little bit. Let's take time to realize, like, yes, this was my experience then. I am not the same person today as I was then. So I can be mindful of these things, but I don't have to fear them anymore. I don't have to live in that state of that nightmarish energy. I can see that there is hope here. There is hope for growth and expansion, but it takes some time. And I feel like that's another thing to be addressed, is like, recognize when you put new growth spurts out, when you put new information out, when you go to therapy and you're given a tool, right? You don't always get it right all the time. And so that tool is there for you to help you navigate in a better way when you're met with a trigger, when you're met with something that hurts, or when you're met with a trauma and a response, right? So you have a tool to help you navigate it. Sometimes we absolutely forget the tools in our toolkit, but other times we remember. And so the more that we remember that, oh yeah, I have these tools to help me navigate these situations, the more we show up, the more we remember, the more we apply, the better we are at rewiring the way things have always been done. Does that make sense? And so we create a new sort of a program for ourselves to apply ourselves to. And so I think that with the nine and the three both reversed, it's like, okay, I have been focusing on this fear-based energy of the past, of how things have always been, and I recognize that. But I also realize, with, again, nine is like the culmination of a cycle. Three is like the harmony of expansion. So I recognize, even reversed, these two cards bring growth. And I recognize, like, I am in the process of shifting into a new phase of life. And so I give myself the opportunity to succeed here. I allow myself the awareness to see things how they truly are. And just because there was a pattern here does not mean I can't break that pattern and experience something new. And that's like one of the most important things to take away. It's like I can do this. I can achieve the success that I desire. It may take longer, right? I might be a late bloomer. It may take longer than I want, but I know that if I apply myself, if I realize the nightmare is on its way out, and I start to do the things for myself and I start to plant those seeds and let them grow, I know that I can have that success. I know that I can rewire my thought process and my actions and my emotions to really fuel me taking taking a chance on myself and allowing me to succeed. So yeah, that's what's up. That's the cards. The first card we had was the Nine of Swords reversed. And the second card is or was the Three of Wands. Well, hello, Diane. Welcome. I'm actually wrapping up right now. So if anyone has any thoughts, questions, concerns, you're always welcome to share. I encourage you to share. Find me on Facebook, House of Blackthorn, or the House of Blackthorn. I don't know. I can't remember. I linked myself, I think. So yeah, if you like these videos, let me know. I enjoy interaction, so let me know if you do respond to them well. And again, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share with me. But I hope, it really is the most important thing here is for you to be able to just take something from this, take something and use it to better your experience. It's not about me. It's about what you can take from it, what you can utilize, how you digest it, and how you apply it. And that's the most important thing here. If you enjoy this and you want to more, you can find me on Patreon, House of Blackthorn, patreon.com/House of Blackthorn. I do free content, but every Sunday I also do like deep dives. We do weekly readings and daily divination sessions. So there's something for everybody. Okay, well, hello. But yeah, enough of me rambling. Thank you so much. I do appreciate y'all. And yeah, I hope everyone has a blessed Mercury's day, and enjoy the rest of your time. This is enough of me rambling and babbling all about the two cards that came up. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Take care.